Yeah.
I actually just realized the other day that like this is the longest I've ever gone in my entire life without going to a Comic-Con
Wow.
since I started going. Yeah, it's so weird because I've been going since I was a baby at Comic-Con.
Hey guys, welcome to Inside Comics with George McHale. Really quick, if you like this content, please subscribe and tell a friend about it. Today, I'm super excited. My guest is Murphey. Thanks for being on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey. So you are a writer and a publisher for a new company called Merc Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have your first title's out. It's called Miss Meow. And your second title is about to launch, Death Rage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So you actually grew up in the industry, hey?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Your father was Robert James Ledke, and you've been going to conventions like all your life.
Oh yeah. Since I was a literal baby.
I'm wondering, can you tell us a little bit about growing up in comics?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course. So, you know, my dad has been a comic book artist since as long as I can remember. He actually owned a shop in Dallas back in the 90s. So, you know, we had the comic shop that we'd hang out at and, you know, run around in. And then, you know, we'd go to cons and he would sell there. And then eventually he started, you know, selling his own comic series. But I remember, you know, like when I was 12 years old, I saved up $350 to go to San Diego Comic-Con. And it was the first, I mean, I remember the whole experience so clearly, and that $350 was gone in like a day. But it was really fun. It was fun to just get to run around and everything seemed so huge. And I loved it. I loved every second of it.
That's so cool, man. Like my growing up was mowing lawns to buy Mortal Kombat 2. So, not quite going to San Diego Comic-Con. So why did you want to start a publishing company?
Gosh, I mean, I've always wanted to do something creative. You know, I was a singer when I was a kid. I was an actor, you know, when I was in high school. I, you know, did like modeling when I was like a little bit like, you know, when I got out of the house. And I just always wanted to do something creative. And so when Jamie started coming up with these like new character ideas, you know, it started with Miss Meow and then Death Rage he got really excited about. And there's a fire character, you know, he started coming up with all these ideas. And then my mind kind of started reeling on them. And I just kind of put myself out there. And I was like, Jamie, like, I'm going to write this. And he's like, all right, let's do it. And then, you know, we partnered up with Sean to get it out there. And it's just the next step in this, you know, kind of creative adventure that we've been on for the last 4 years.
Can you tell me a little bit about the logistics of starting a publishing company? You've got to, you know, source your printing, find out how you're going to get it to market. And can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So the first month or so is really just kind of background creative team stuff. You have to find your artist. You know, we've got Jamie obviously has a hand in the art, but he doesn't do all of the interiors. He's, you know, we need people that work real fast, and he gets very detail oriented. So, you know, first you have to find your art team, and you know, so you've got your artist, you've got a colorist, and you need to find someone that does the lettering. Once you've got all of those people together, then, you know, if you have to find someone to fund you, you have to find that, or you're doing it yourself. And that's where kind of the Kickstarter comes in. We do Kickstarter, but we like to have everything done first. So we kind of like self-fund at the beginning and then try to make back the money afterwards once we actually have the book with Kickstarter. And then, I mean, I don't know if you want me to go into the whole like legal side of it, of actually making the company and like copywriting all of your characters. Like there's a lot of that side. That's not the fun part of it, but it's definitely an important part of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then are you working with like a printer out of China, or are you doing something local?
No, I actually would like, I try really hard to keep everything at least in the States, but even better, like in our city. We've got a local printer that we use for most of our stuff. We actually do all of the metal covers and all that. We do that ourselves. We have a little workshop in the back. We've got a couple of people that work on making the metal covers. And then we've got some specialty like holofoil covers that are going to be on Kickstarter. And that's not here local, but we have a company in the States that does those. So, you know, if we can keep everything here, it's faster, you know, you don't have to wait for weeks for it to be on a boat or on a plane. You don't have to worry about customs. Personally, I would rather keep everything here.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know you and Jamie work together for some time now. So can you tell me about the new titles that you guys have developed together?
Yeah, of course. Miss Meow is the first one. We have the preview issue. We actually just got in today. I got to like hold the first physical copy in my hand, which was awesome. Miss Meow takes place at Merc Gala. So in this world, the celebrities and like the really popular people are mercenaries, and they're a lot of anti-hero kind of characters, and they're thieves, and they're, you know, the things that you would imagine is something that like would put people in jail and, you know, be frowned upon in our world. And the Merc world makes you famous and makes you money and makes you a celebrity at this Merc con. So the Merc Gala is where we start off the story, because it kind of is a good place to introduce you to a lot of the characters that you're going to see in the Merc Galaxy. So you've got, you know, Miss Meow, obviously. Death Rage first appearance is in this book, along with a handful of other characters that are involved. Boy Thunder is another one in there, who's the son of Zeus, and he's him and Death Rage don't quite get along. But it's kind of there's not a ton of like action in this one. It's really just kind of laying the groundwork for Merc World and kind of what it means to be a Merc.
So your Kickstarter is live now for the debut title from Merc Magazine, Miss Meow. And can you tell me a little bit about what sort of rewards you're offering?
So the campaign's going really well so far. We're super excited that people are excited about it. So we've got, there's 14 different covers that you can get. So each, there's a nice and a naughty variant for most of them. The main covers, and what I think is really special about Merc Magazine, is the main cover is always going to be a magazine cover, which is kind of Jamie's big thing. So we've got the 2 magazine covers. We've got variants from Ali Garza and Don Mateague, Ryan Kincaid, RB White. There's some really, really beautiful covers on there. We're doing a couple of t-shirts. We've got like a Miss Meow t-shirt where you can just get her face, or we've got, for guys that don't want like a, pink person on their chest, we've got just a cool like Merc Magazine with the logo on the back t-shirt. And there's going to be some cool push goals that people are going to get free stuff, if the campaign keeps going like it is. We're going to do a pin, a special enamel pin. We might do a challenge coin. There's going to be lanyards, stickers. The works. We're going to deck people out in Miss Meow.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like Ali Garza's work a ton too. We've worked together on some projects, and I have a book called Fire Engine Red that we've been developing for a few years that Ali's the artist on, and he just kills it on these covers. And the Miss Meow cover is looking great.
Yeah, he actually just sent one in for Death Rage that's got a cool like noir look to it, because it's like a gangster cover, and it's awesome. He killed it.
So Death Rage is the second title from Merc Magazine. And can you tell me, who is Death Rage?
So the first issue is actually going to take us back to the 80s, and it's his origin story. So we get to start right from the beginning, which I'm really excited about. Death Rage is a man named Mark Freeman who joins the Spartans, which is the biggest Merc organization in the world. And the Spartans they're working with this gangster out of Vegas who has control over Fountain of Youth. And they want to use the waters from it to make a soldier. And that is where Death Rage comes from. Obviously, something goes a little bit wrong, and he ends up being a little bit off. And that's what you're going to kind of see how that happens in issue number 1.
Sounds fun. Yeah. I imagine something has to happen to make him be rage induced. Yes. Yeah, no, he looks dynamite. It's a cool design, and I'm really excited for these titles. So Murphy, I want to thank you for being on Inside Comics. If people want to search you out, I say go to your Kickstarter. That's on right now
Yeah.
for Miss Meow. And thanks so much for being on Inside Comics, Murphy.
Thank you for having me.
Peace.